ourselves, we're not getting swept at home on Sunday.
I've never been swept a day in my life, so I can't. I'll be damned if that happens.
This Minnesota team, they're just gaining momentum.
Whoa! Take y'all home! Take y'all home!
For the first time since 2005, LeBron, Curry, and KD have been eliminated from the playoffs before the second round. Just to further put this in perspective, here's a picture of Darvin Ham and LeBron in 2005 versus 2024. Now, some might say the playoffs don't feel the same without these three big names. Or do they?
We'll get in a minute, but he is still crying tears of joy.
Team, and for the first time ever, he's an NBA Finals MVP. The 2022 Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP award goes to Stephen Curry.
Please welcome the 2013-14 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, Kevin Durant.
Over the last 2 decades, we've watched these three superstars dominate the league, even combining for a total of 17,000 points in the playoffs, more than even the franchises of the Timberwolves and the Charlotte Hornets combined. Despite not making it past the first round, LeBron, KD, and Curry really haven't seen any drastic dips statistically, still all having great seasons, just not very successful ones. We can let numbers speak for themselves. As you can see, Curry, LeBron, and KD not really having bad seasons, even with KD having one of the most proficient seasons in recent years. It seems as if these superstars aren't the problem, it's the foundations around them not being able to hold up. As we watch the Warriors struggle to fight for a spot in the playoffs, ultimately failing somewhat due to the problems of Draymond Green being suspended for so long, and Klay Thompson failing to show up in an elimination game, and LeBron having a tough first-round matchup against the Denver Nuggets with everything the Lakers trying to do just not being enough to get past him in the first round, as the same thing with the Suns against the Timberwolves getting swept in the first round. Not only have these superstars struggled to see success this past postseason, the whole concept of super teams or big threes have also struggled, becoming a part of the past as the NBA has now evolved over time, having more parity and balance between teams. With the concept of the big three really becoming popular in the late 2000s, truly beginning with the Boston Celtics through Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Somewhat forcing other teams to do the same, to even compete, causing a popular movement in the league, but more so recently, these teams have died out and aged over time.
First of all, a couple of things. Number one, Luke is the truth. Luke is the truth. Luke is the best, I'm going to say it on national television, Luke is the best white boy I've seen since Larry Bird.
You want to be the MVP. The MVP is SGA.
You feel like MJ could guard you?
Hell no. No.
As we approach the end of an era, another one must be birthed, as we were watching it happen right in front of our eyes. As the 2024 playoffs come to an end, we've watched young stars such as Anthony Edwards lead his team to the Western Conference Finals at the age of 22, averaging 27, 7, and 6.
I just said we'll be back next year.
With another star in SGA also leading the youngest core in the league to the first seed in the tough West over the reigning 2023 NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, and also finishing second in MVP voting this past regular season.
This season, that ties the Thunder record. How are you just so consistent, like the Tide, night in and night out?
My whole life is consistent. Everything I do, from what I eat to when I sleep, to my recovery, to my loved ones, everything's consistent. And it's a routine for me at this point.
And not to forget Luka also improving again this season, finishing third in MVP voting despite averaging 34 points per game, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds, leading the Mavs to the first finals appearance since 2011. Not just to focus these stars, but there have been many players this season who have taken the leap to the next level, leaving us with much hope and excitement for the next season. With these three big names just being good examples of what's to come next in the NBA for up-and-coming generations of basketball, with more players developing and improving their skills every season to reach their best, and more players flooding in each draft year, the NBA is approaching a new era and leaving an old one behind. With many young players having a breakout season and showing up this past postseason, giving us a diverse outlook regardless of how teams are built, there is now a sense of balance between teams, leaving many of us NBA fans questioning who will really win the NBA title this year. Instead of knowing which teams will face off each year in the finals as we once did, giving us a more entertaining and diverse atmosphere throughout the playoffs, leading us into a completely different and new era of NBA basketball. Do you believe the new era has what it takes to overcome the greats that came before them? Only time will tell, and thank you for watching.